facts that David Silverman talks about are nothing more than a kind of recycled handful of surveys showing correlations which are not causation. If I were to say that India has been a poor country for 2,000 years, that wouldn't show that Hinduism is stupid. It would just show that I've picked a poor country where the people are Hindu. India is actually doing very well now. Hinduism doesn't suddenly get smart. Circumstances changed. In America, it's true that the southern part of America is more Christian. It's also more conservative. It's also more poor. It's a society that historically was a plantation society, hierarchical, feudal. The immigrants came in the north. There are innumerable reasons for the sociological facts. Never once did David show the slightest indication of any awareness that there are even other variables involved. Never once did he try to sort out the difference between correlation and causation. I cited facts including a study, Who Cares, by Arthur Brooks. He didn't even seem aware of it. He certainly didn't rebut it. The idea that the secular atheists and liberals are the most selfish, least giving people in America has gone unrebutted in this whole debate. So what are we really left with? We are really left with atheist dogmatism. And the issue of life after death brings that into dramatic clarification. The fact is, death is an impassable barrier. What comes after death, I don't know, and he doesn't either. The real difference between him and me is not that he knows and I don't. It is that I would admit that my position on life after death, that there is life after death, is based on faith. David Silverman's position that there's no life after death is also based on faith. But poor atheist, he has deluded himself into thinking that it's based on evidence, even though he has no evidence. The fact that he is not even open. He thinks that belief in life after death is a wishful illusion, a very nice thing. The truth of it is, I'm scared of life after death. To me, it's not a very nice thing. Why? There's the possibility of heaven, but there's also the possibility of hell. Freud's idea that we all make up the afterlife to give us a better life than the one we have now cannot explain the theological doctrine of hell, which is much worse than anything we have in this life. So the idea that the Christians made it all up isn't just going to fly that easily. And here's a final point. There is a whole body of data on who are the happiest people in the world. This data, which is called the happiness research, if you will, it's associated with people like Dan Gilbert at Harvard, Jonathan Haidt at the University of Virginia, shows that people who pray, who have a sense of the afterlife and transcendence, who are monogamous in marriage, who live by what can be called traditional Christian morality, are the happiest people in the world. Why? It's because Christianity supplies something that atheism can't. Even Marx knew that. When Marx said religion is the opium of the masses, he knew that it offers hope and consolation at the point of death that atheism can't give you. If you read Steven Weinberg, Richard Dawkins, you find despairing credos of the fact that the universe is pointless. Bertrand Russell said we can only build a philosophy of atheism on unyielding despair. If that's what you're looking for, be my guest. But what Christianity offers you is the experience of the sublime, a sense that your life is part of a cosmic drama, a sense that you can hope for an existence beyond death, reunited with your relatives, a sense of transcendent morality that we all know is within us, a sense that a way to teach morality to our children. We can talk about morality coming from Kant and Schopenhauer, but nobody ever taught their kids morality that way. They taught them morality through Hinduism and Buddhism and Christianity. So even in a secular way, Christianity supplies hope, morality, cohesiveness, a sense of optimism about life, and that experience of the sublime. One reason David talks so much about sex is that in our secular society, sex gives us that momentary glimpse of the sublime, but then it's gone. With religion, with the belief in God, you can have that same sense of the sublime all the time, every day. And Christianity supplies that not just to America, but also to the world. Thank you very much.
Thanks to David Silverman, Dinesh D'Souza. Thank you all tonight for being here. Thank you very much.